Your colleague, your friend, your brother-in-law. How do you know one of them isn't secretly an AI agent? Workplaces are already using artificial intelligence to summarize and analyze meetings, but will that technology follow us into everyday life? That's what a new wave of tech companies wants to sell us anyway. And our technology editor, Peter O'Brien, is with me here in the studio, and he's wearing a rather fancy pair of glasses. How do you, Peter? Look, it hasn't escaped my notice that these aren't your regular glasses you're wearing today.
No.
What are you wearing? Are they spy glasses? Are you recording me? What's happening?
These are the Mira smart glasses, and I am transcribing every word that we're saying right now. In fact, if you started to speak a different language, Chinese, let's say Arabic, I could even transcribe that, and I'd see in little green letters in front of me exactly what you were saying. I can even use this little ring that I've got to select different options. Like if you asked me a question, I could use AI to answer it. If you said something that I thought was wildly incorrect, I could fact check you in real time and it would give me the answer in my heads up display here. Not only that, it's all connected to a database on my iPads or on iPhone, and it's keeping a record of every conversation that I choose to transcribe. Of course, it's all connected to AI, so there are smart summaries of every one of these conversations. The idea is that it's a second brain that's on your face. And you might remember the two people that came up with this. It's Anfu Nguyen and Kane Ardefio. We covered them a couple of years ago because they hacked into Meta's smart glasses. They've since dropped out of Harvard and they've raised $6.5 million US. They've shipped around 1,600 of these Mira smart glasses, mostly to professionals and people who have a lot of work meetings. I spoke to them about what it does and what they hope to achieve with it.
So if someone just brings up a claim like, Apple sold like a record amount of phones last year, you can just fact check them in real time.
Wow.
So it says it's true. The goal for this is to become like the closest thing to Jarvis that you can have.
Well, that was an extract of Peter O'Brien doing in his regular glasses, interviewing the people behind them. So how have you found them wearing them, Peter?
Yeah, so there were a few moments that impressed me. I've used them for a couple of weeks now. One was I went to the doctor's and I completely forgot or chose to not hear some piece of advice. And then a couple of days later, I saw in the AI summary that piece of advice. And then I thought, oh, actually, that is kind of like a second brain because I'd chosen to forget that and it was important information. Another instance was I was lying on the sofa in the other room with my broken leg and telling my computer in the other room to do things by speaking to the glasses, which was impressive, but a bit slow. The live translation works really well. It's really fast. Although, am I going to be doing an interview with a top Chinese official not speaking English anytime soon? I don't think so. And frankly, the fact check feature just makes me sound even more insufferable.
I don't know who thinks you're insufferable, Peter, but just give us a sense how much do these snazzy glasses cost?
Oh, yeah, they cost $650.
Okay.
Plus a $20 a month subscription if you want access to all the AI features. And Mira are absolutely not the only ones at this. Meta has its own, as I was mentioning, Ray-Ban smart glasses that cost even more, and they're actually arguably not as smart as these. They've even gone so far as to buy one of Mira's competitors, and the news leaked yesterday that they're planning their own kind of AI intelligent pendant that you can wear. There are a bunch of these devices that have come up which are like these glasses, but they just don't have the display. They're just something a bit more discreet that you wear. Amazon's bought another one of Mira's competitors. I think this tells you that the tech giants think there is something promising about this technology, even if it's a little bit janky for the time being.
Yeah, stupid question though. Why not just use your phone? Because a lot of what you're describing, actually, my phone can already do.
Yeah, it's actually a very good question. It's one that I kept coming up against. In those times where I found it was quite useful, I just had it sat on the table, or I had them like around my collar like this. You don't actually need the glasses like on and to use the display to use a lot of the AI features. That sort of begs the other question, which is phones we're used to seeing everywhere. They are discreet by nature because they're they're in the environment. But glasses, as you rightly mentioned, these ones in particular do look a bit odd from certain angles. You can see the kind of display in them. There's the ring that comes with it. So something looks a bit off. And that's where the kind of social friction comes. There's no, the tech is very impressive, but I found myself fretting about how to tell people that I was transcribing them and when. I mean, it's a worrying thing to have to tell someone because you don't know how they're going to react to it.
Right. And obviously there are questions of privacy there.
Yeah, exactly. And to credit the founders, they haven't put cameras in these. That was the big problem with the Meta glasses that they hacked into. But, here in France, for instance, you cannot record someone without permission. It's just against the law. And whether the fact that, this discards all the sound recording and just keeps a transcript, whether that's enough to get around that privacy concern is not clear to me. Nguyen told me, though, that his 3 million words that he's had in conversations have been transcribed and are now searchable in the app. Take a listen.
There's almost nobody in the world that knows your situation better than these glasses. Not even my parents, my siblings, even though they're literally calling me all the time, we talk all the time, it's just not the same.
So yeah, until passive, transcription becomes a thing that we're all doing in society, I feel like it's just going to remain a bit awkward to have on your face.
So not quite for everyday life just yet.
No, maybe not. I mean, at least not in situations where people aren't maybe comfortable. Like a work meeting might be okay, or it could be good for investigative reporters, for instance, who want to be undercover. Another thing that could be useful for journalists and reporters is the fact that there is a feature that I've been using throughout this segment, Nadia. It's got an auto cue in it, so I've been looking at all the text for this segment in the glasses. I've been cheating, and now I've got no idea what to say. I'm not wearing them anymore.
See, that's how you thought he was such a fluid public speaker, folks. No. He had it all written out for him in his glasses.
Total cheat. But then we cheat all the time in television. Yeah. That's the secret.
It's true. I'm reading this. As I talk to you. All right, Peter O'Brien, thank you so much. Good to have you. That was Tech 24.